Manhattan Soros-Backed DA forced to backtrack on some radical policies. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out, and also hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when we put out new information. Also, check out my Patreon where I talk about stuff that I can't talk about here, and check out the link in the description for our T-shirts, the merch store where I got all types of T-shirts. Let's Go Brandon T-shirts and I Will Not Comply T-shirts. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The city of New York is virtually under siege from violent criminals. This led to the election of a new mayor who promised to do a better job keeping people safe from violence. Mayor Eric Adams appointed a new police commissioner, Kachant Sowell, who also promised to crack down on violent crime. It would appear that law enforcement of New York City has gone beyond the defund the police movement. Not so fast. In steps the newly minted district attorney who received considerable backing from groups allied with George Soros to throw cold water on any effort to crack down on crime. DA Alvin Bragg sent out a memo his very first week in office laying down the law, or at least the law he wanted to be ignored. The Daily Signal reported that following the footsteps of Los Angeles Road prosecutor George Gascon, Bragg sent a memo shortly after taking office to his entire staff detailing his key principles and policies. They took effect that same day. To be clear, those policies are not the result of serious study or debate within the district attorney's office or with the senior advisors, though Bragg would like you to think that his policies are pure common sense. Instead, they are simply copycat policies other George Soros supported or inspired prosecutors have enacted. Just look at the policies Gascon implemented in Los Angeles, the ones Kim Foxx imposed in Chicago, and the ones Larry Krasner put in place in Philadelphia, just to name a few. I mean, George Soros has his hand in all of these Democrat-run cities. Bragg's memo ordered prosecutors not to seek prison sentences for many crimes and to reduce charges, including for robberies and commercial burglaries. His department is also investing more in diversion and alternative to incarceration, reducing pretrial incarceration, focusing on accountability, not sentence length, limiting youth being prosecuted in adult court, actively supporting those re-entering society, which sound good, but in the practice means, among other things, seeking little to no probation or post-conviction supervision for offenders. In fact, as long as the robber does not create a genuine risk of physical harm during a robbery, the charge would be simple larceny. It's crazy what they coming up with. They basically letting criminals get away with crime. Apparently, Bragg believes that some armed robberies don't create a genuine risk of harm, although he was silent about the victim wetting his pants with the gun pointed at him. But after an outcry from just about everyone, Bragg has reluctantly agreed to slow the revolution down. Bragg sent another letter out this week to clarify some of his policies. And Fox News reported that the recent letter offered clarity. It's so funny. A commercial robbery with a gun will be charged as a felony, whether or not the gun is operable, loaded, or a realistic imitation, he wrote. A commercial robbery at knife point or by other weapon that creates a risk of physical harm will be charged as a felony. The latest letter added that prosecutors were not bound by the January 3rd memo and had the discretion to use their own judgment in charging cases. So he backtracking a little bit. Bragg's memo has been hammered by cops, prosecutors, and even defense lawyers for the agenda at a time when many categories of violent crime had spiked in the city. Better, but hardly acceptable. That bail law is still in force, allowing some criminals with a violent record who aren't taken in for a violent crime to be released without bail. Mayor Adams is walking a tightrope between some of his radical left supporters and law and order supporters who want more proactive policy. But if they keep doing like this, then they're gonna lose out. People are gonna stop coming to New York altogether. But right now, the mayor is getting something of a honeymoon from his political opponent. But that's that's not gonna last. 6 police officers have been shot in the city just since the first of the year. You can bet that the mayor's former colleagues are watching closely, hoping for a turnaround. Because if it don't, again, it's going to be more and more people going to be fleeing New York. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrapublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.